This is the Rebel Scum Podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You are always scum. Rebel Scum.
Rebel Scum Podcast. I'm Brock. This is
James.
Episode 339. Feeling fine. Let's talk Star Wars. Crickets.
Click. I'm trying to put a poll in the chat, but
Oh.
my internet's like, do you really want to do that? And I'm like, yeah. And it says, do you though? So there's no poll in the chat. I'll get there, I promise. Is there a link to this show? Somebody throw me the link. How do you guys find this? I can't even find it. This is our video, and I can't find our video. Everyone listening tomorrow on their podcast app is like, just get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, chat. You guys rock. Is anyone dropping the link? I'm like so confused. 339, and I can't find the link. I'm gonna have to go into the YouTube studio and pull out the link from there.
Real
What a
pulling
joke.
back.
Oh,
the
you know what?
curtain.
I don't even. I actually don't even think I put tags or anything. How is anybody finding this for real? That's why I can't find it. Here we go. View on YouTube. Jeez, they make these things so complicated. We need to get Streamlabs. Anyway, Brock, Star Wars. Any news to talk about today?
No. I'll tell you what the biggest news is. Jedi Power Battles, that game I completely forgot about. It's getting remastered after 24 years after its initial release. And that is the big news today. And there's like Star Wars news. It'll have like this and interspersed with a couple other little things, and then it might repeat right on the when you Google it. It's just about Jedi Power Battles. There is nothing happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know what we need? We need another YouTube war between YouTube creators warring, because that's when they released the Skeleton Crew EW weekly, the EW article. We need another one of those to get them to like we need to divert the attention away. Put an article of space pirates. All right, let's do it. Look, honestly, there are a few things to talk about in the world of Star Wars. There's never a dull moment when it comes to Star Wars ever. As my wife says, what do you guys talk about? And I go, well, Brock doesn't know. Honestly, this week, Ewan McGregor was at Los Angeles Comic-Con, and he said that he has been actively speaking with the powers that be at Lucasfilm about a second season of Kenobi. So there's talks are going on about a second season of Kenobi. Brock, what are your thoughts on the second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Cool. Get me a trailer and I'll start believing it. It's just like I'm just getting a little annoyed by this like news from LA Comic-Con or news from Comic-Con. It's just like I mean, I don't know if I believe Kathleen Kennedy any more than when she stands in front of a screen and it's like, look at this logo we made. Like, it's just sort of like, until there's a trailer, it's not real. Skeleton Crew was not real till we got a trailer and we were introduced to Neil. So it's like, I'm all for it because, like, Lord knows every week we're like, make something, just make it. It doesn't matter. Like, honestly, at this point, just make something. The Star Wars fans are going to either mildly hate it or mildly love it or mostly hate it and mostly Love it. Like, I actually was talking to someone that isn't a huge Star Wars fan and said, the Acolyte wasn't bad. There was good stuff in it. It just didn't stick the landing. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true.
You know what's crazy is I've talked to a bunch of like non-Star Wars fans, and they've all been like, "I like the Acolyte." I'm like, that's wild. But how did you? But then I'm like, did you actually watch it? Because the numbers would suggest that you didn't. That's what. Is everybody illegally streaming the Acolyte? That's what was happening?
Maybe. I mean,
who's getting wind? Is it me?
That is actually valid because like. A lot of people are just like, screw subscriptions. I'm just going to find a slightly left of legal way of watching this. And I'm like, yeah. So it's like, legal. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sort of like those like feedback numbers is like, is that in the initial like 48 hours after the episode's dropped? Like we never revisit these things later on. It's like, are people watching them now? Like, which is a problem because it's like maybe things could live again with given the chance, but like they strike it from the record if it doesn't make. I mean, Acolyte's still there, I believe, but it could go the way of what's
Willow. They're gonna have a tough time getting rid of Acolyte. If they want to get rid of Acolyte, though, they're gonna have a tough time getting rid of Acolyte because it's Star Wars. It's such a big name brand, and that if that were to happen, it would cause such an uproar with like it wouldn't just be fans and like fake fans and real fans. It would be media. The media would grab hold of that and just run with it. So I don't think they could ever get rid of the Acolyte the way they got rid of Willow. Like, I just don't like, even if they wanted to, I just feel like the press would make it so much more negative.
I think at some point they should attempt to revitalize love in a certain project by hey, in a month we're taking this off Disney Plus, so watch it now or whatever, or like get a couple of media outlets to grab onto the story and let's just see, like, if you're told that like it's gonna go away, how many people will be like, you know what, I will watch that now. It's like when we were younger, it's like, watch out, it's going in the Disney vault and you'll never see it again. Shh. Like, it's just like, remember that as a kid when you saw the commercials?
Oh,
like,
I remember that.
Cinderella's going into the vault and you're like, oh, no. Little did
there was a time when that was like a real threat too, because you're like, you didn't know what the future was. You're like, if I don't get this beta tape, I may never get it again.
I'm like, Mom, Dad, The Great Mouse Detective is going into the Disney vault. If we do not get a copy, we'll never see it. That's something I actually said.
That's amazing, because I did not say that, and I did not get it in time, and I had to go to Jumbo Video, and it was locked up in like a glass thing, and I think I paid like $35 for it. It was like way overpriced, and I was like, "Oh!" My parents were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I need The Great Mouse Detective. You don't understand." And I actually got the 3 Caballeros, and I spent a lot of money on that one, like a lot of money, and I don't know where it is to this day. I spent way too much. My parents were like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "I have a paper route. I will buy what I want, and it has Donald Duck." And I went to Jumbo Video because I think it was Jumbo Video. You know where the Toys R Us is in Brampton, in that little plaza?
Yeah.
There was a Jumbo Video there. I don't know if it was always, but anyway, that's where they had like everything, and I used to just go there because they had all those awesome stuff. They also had like cash converters there. Cash converters. Where I'd go in and be like, "Here's $5. Get me any Nintendo game you want."
Fantastic.
Like I love that the chat is going on about the Acolyte. Like, people did enjoy this. I mean, a small community, it's like a niche community, enjoyed the Acolyte. Did you all pay for it legally, or did you watch it on LimeWire? Is that how you watch movies?
First of all, I just need, like, how does that work? Is LimeWire still active? Fantastic.
I don't know. I just know that my old computer was like, "You've ruined me. You've ruined me with all of these. I'm so corrupted." I don't. I have no idea. Vermont Mike is back. Is it still here?
I can
Makes
sign
sense.
into LimeWire here.
You should. I think you should sign into LimeWire. Look, I think I liked Kenobi's. Let's so we'll rewind from the
No.
accolade a little. Kenobi season 1 was fine. I didn't love it. It's towards the bottom. We're going to do our ranking the Disney Plus shows this American Thanksgiving, not Canadian Thanksgiving on Monday. American Thanksgiving, we'll do it again. But my thing with Kenobi is it had like the most potential, obviously, but it had some of the coolest lore world building stuff in a Star Wars show that we've gotten with a lot of the little things they did, and it gave us Kenobi and Anakin as well. But there's so much lore in there that was great, and I think if they bring it back, we need more Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan chilling on a space rock.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Tell me you hear me.
No, I can totally hear you. It just felt like you were taking forever to get to the end of your sentence. I'm like, yeah. No, I
went to the black screen with the circle. I was dying.
Fantastic. No, I mean, season 2 of Obi-Wan, not a bad idea. I mean, let's be honest. If you put a poster on Disney Plus and Ewan McGregor's face is on it, people are probably gonna be like, "What's this? Oh, what's this?" So, I mean, it's a no. That tripped me out. Skywalker's Academy put a logo, a refresh logo. I don't even know what that's actually called. I was like, oh no, the chat is loading. But yeah, let's just make Obi-Wan season 2. Why not? Like, you know what? And let's put Kira in it. There you go.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Yes, I do. I would totally put Kira in it. Why not? Why not? My internet is freezing a lot over here, just so you know. Like, I'm having a lot of trouble hearing you.
Cool.
So I'm gonna send myself in. I'm gonna bring myself in, but I'm like got double. Give me a minute.
Yeah. Skywalker's Academy buffering. Thank you. That's what it is. The buffering. Nice. You put the headphones in. He's plugging it in. Can you hear? And that's the problem with James because. Oh no!
I heard everything. Here's the funny thing: my phone just came on low power mode. I had to put it on low power mode.
It's gonna be a 30-minute podcast.
Well, my phone's totally gonna die by the end of this, which means I'll have to go back to the thing. Anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I didn't hear anything you said. I'm assuming what you said was, "This sounds great. I have full faith in Kathleen Kennedy, and it is absolutely happening." That is what I am thinking. What are your thoughts on what I just said?
I mean, yeah, let's just make another thing. I don't know, like. Kathleen Kennedy will probably retire before they actually make another Obi-Wan, but
well, she said they say that she wants to go on a high note. This angle is wild right now. They say that she wants to go on a high note. I think it's going to be that Mando and Grogu movie. I really do. I think she's gonna. I think that movie's going to crush it. I have a lot of faith in that movie, and that's what I'm hoping.
Nice, yeah. I mean,
Rebecca will happily take more Obi-Wan.
Boom.
Right. Kira. Okay, yeah, you brought up Kira and then it cut out. So I don't know what you said about Kira.
Oh, I just said just throw Kira in there.
Yeah.
But it's
%.
It's what's her face? What is her name?
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke. She's in it, but she plays her character from Secret Wars. Not Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. You're like, it's like, why do you look so young?
They're
like,
branding the world.
I am a shapeshifter.
Oh. Well, she would fit into, I mean, you don't know what species she is. She might age gracefully over there. I don't need this mic. Oh, you know what? It looks better. If I take it away, then it's just like a weird angle of me.
I thought you were talking into it.
No, because I can't plug this into my phone. So I had to plug this into my phone. So everybody's like, well, you just blew me ears. I think Kira needs to come back. I thought Kira was going to come back in Book of Boba Fett, and I still think that was a missed opportunity. But I think she needs to come back. I think, it's funny because Dale Skywalker's Academy and Heidi were on the show on a Flying Casual. We talked about George Lucas's original plans for the sequels, and it was going to go more into like the gangsters and the underworlds of the galaxy and all that kind of stuff. And it's funny when like Last Jedi and Solo were both kind of going in that direction in a lot of ways. Well, obviously Last Jedi with DJ, which I think is a part of the movie that I actually think it's a really cool part of the movie that unfortunately is meaningless now, like because they do nothing with that. But Solo kind of, even though Solo is like prequel to that, like takes place years and years before that, it sets it up at the end with Kira and Darth Maul and what's his face? What's the bad guy's name in that one? Dude Love? What's his name? I can't remember his name now. Vanks. I think it's Vanks. Skywalker Academy, help me up here. I think it's Vanks. It's not Vanks at all.
It's not.
What is it? I like him. I think he's cool. I'm glad he died though. What's his name? Boba Fett.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany plays Vix. Vix. He's a vapor rub. Actually, no, that's the guy from Ahsoka. He's the vapor rub because he's just vapor. That's what. Our Star Wars knowledge is through the roof, by the way. Okay, we're just talking about
what?
Voss. What was his name? Oh gosh, where's what is happening? Dryden Voss. I was like, man, that's not right.
Sorry that everybody had to see that. I accidentally unplugged my microphone.
Fantastic.
It ruined my life.
Hey, you know what? Your video and audio is better on this phone, so it's like it's a win. We'll put up with the other.
The audio is really good. This headset had solid audio. Like it's this is for gamers, bro. I got it for $5 on $5 Friday at EB Games. And yeah, the phone, my computer camera, I'm pointing to it like you can see it. My computer camera is garbage. I can't, I don't know where I put my actual camera. What camera am I looking at? I don't know where I put my actual one. So I haven't been using it. But this one looks better. This one looks like we're like professional 1950s. Well, everybody, we're going to talk Star Wars right now. And Dryden Voss was just killed by Kira in his own office. Somebody. Oh, whatever. Dryden Voss. I knew it was started with a V. I like that, but you see that kind of progress, which is like really close to like what Lucas wanted to do with those movies and Darth Maul. And Darth Maul was a part of his plans, oddly enough. And but of course, we never went in that direction, and instead we got SheVP's return.
Yeah, and it's just like. You could have just sort of made oh gosh, what was the gang called again? The Scarlet Pimpernels?
The Vossarias? Which gang?
No, like his gang. They had a name, was it not?
Crimson Dawn?
Crimson Dawn. It's just like that could have easily just like Crimson Dawn. They're the bad guys, and there's different groups of them in Crimson Dawn. So you don't see any of the ones from this movie in that one? That's fine. It's a huge organization. It's like Google. It's everywhere. So it's like you could just set up that idea. Or, if you had Crimson Dawn at that time period, there's also Crimson Dawn in the sequels. And they're like, look, here's this like syndicate of bad guys. Understood, It's like you could just here's a bunch of pirates. Okay, pirates. I get it. Perfect. Done. So it's just like, yeah, you're right. They should have invested a little bit more into the idea of like, look at this underworld. It's not just Jabba the Hutt and a couple bounty hunters. It's like, here's a syndicate. It's like, Star Wars fans, yeah, we've had many different variations, but it's just like, we haven't really been given anything specific. Conja Club is probably the closest thing in actual movies that we talk about like that.
Mm-hmm. Tell that to Conja Club.
Tell it to Conja Club.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to put Dale's comment on the screen, but it's just like my computer is broken. It went up. Oh, well. There you go. I agree. Like they could have really like had anybody sat down and planned anything out, they really could have gone in that direction. Crimson Dawn could have been like a big. Could you imagine though if you're watching, even in the Last Jedi when DJ talks and he just name drops Crimson Dawn, and then 6 months later, you go see Solo and Crimson Dawn is like the big, and you're like, oh. All of a sudden, everything they told us about everything connecting starts to feel like it's connecting and they have a plan, but instead it's like oil and water everywhere in the Star Wars universe for those movies that we don't talk about.
Just as magic as saying your father and I fought together in the Clone Wars, and then
it's true.
5 minutes later you're talking about something else. You're like, oh, what is this? What's this fun? So, yeah. Crimson Dawn. A great idea. How did we even get on this? Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You bring Crimson Dawn into Obi-Wan Kenobi. You just said it, and now I'm totally invested in this idea because he wants to wear the Clone Wars armor. Screw you, Ewan McGregor. I want to see Crimson Dawn. I would like to see more because they did the Clone live. We talked about it last week. The live-action Clone Wars in Ahsoka. I would totally be down to see more of that. In live action. So I think you could, in a Kenobi season 2, you could theoretically have flashbacks to that. I thought an idea that would be kind of cool, but now I really want Crimson Dawn. But what would also be cool is if they took it in the direction of he's trying to learn like the Force with Qui-Gon and like how to transfer his soul essence, but he's having issues because now he knows that his bro is Darth Vader. Like, so it's like there's the internal struggle. I'm sure it'll be very boring for everybody but me and maybe you, but like I think that would be cool. I think what we need more of, especially like in Star Wars, is just characters and character development and just having like a character study. Because I think Kenobi started in that direction and then it kind of fell and became like chasing after Leia. But like, you know, like if you do 6 episodes, make it a 6-episode character study. I don't think it would hurt if you got to know more about Kenobi and what he was thinking over there.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I don't know. And if you get Ewan McGregor to do it again, like, it's just like, it's a home run because it's sort of like, maybe you don't like it as like, maybe like not everyone loves it, but like, it's still kind of cool because it's like, oh, this still like at this point, would Obi-Wan be the longest recurring character? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he is. I think he just straight out is because he's through the original. Do you mean Ewan McGregor or
just the character itself?
Well, yeah, he is because he's right from the beginning to now, and nobody else has done that.
No.
Well, he's not in the sequels. Yoda. Well, he is, I guess.
Yoda's in all of them. Yoda's probably
he's not in New Hope though.
Yeah, but I'm counting like. Yeah, I guess you're right. He's not in all the movies, but
he is in the sequels more than Obi-Wan Kenobi is, which was kind of a weird. This is what gets me. This is why like I like the Force Awakens is I call it the donut, the empty calories. It's so delicious because you had like they blended Ewan McGregor and Alec Guinness's voices to say, Ray, these are your next steps for no reason. I still don't understand. Like, oh, she's a Palpatine. Wait, what? I don't get. Like, it's just like you did something cool. Like, remember everybody was talking about Ewan McGregor was on talk shows. Like, yeah, they took my voice and then combined it with it, and everyone was like, that's the greatest thing ever. And then the next movie, you're like, okay, it didn't pan out there. The next movie, they're like, she's a Palpatine. Okay, but what about Obi-Wan? What about Obi-Wan's voice? What Obi-Wan? It's like they forgot about it. I'll bet you they special edition it. Has anybody watched it on Disney Plus? Does he still say Ray, these are your next steps on Disney Plus? So they take it right out.
I totally forgot about that.
I actually, you know what? It's not something I normally think of either, but we're talking about it, and because he's not in the sequels, but he kind of is in that moment, and I guess he has a line in The Rise of Skywalker as well.
And you know what? Like, this reminds me of something I saw on Instagram, which is like, it's not news, but there was like the interview with one of the actor that portrayed the son in How I Met Your Mother. You know how they always go to that 2 kids on the couch listening to dad, and they shot all 90 episodes like within the first 2 seasons of them sitting on the couch reacting. I'm like, yeah, that forethought, like they're like, we're not sure where the show's going, but we think it might be this. And apparently, like it did stick to what the actual ending of that show was. And I'm like, that's forward thinking. It's not even ballsy. It's like that's like, okay, this show is a success. We think we can carry on for a couple more seasons. Let's just shoot this and whatever. Just like that. I would love to see like a behind the scenes shooting of all that. And they're like, okay, then this happens and this happens. Like, I wonder if they're actually hearing lines or they're like, okay, like react in this way. It's like not even, you know, Bob Saget's going to be talking to you. You'll never hear his voice.
Like, yeah, I wonder how that worked. But yeah, man, imagine if the sequels had half of that planning.
Yeah.
Like, God, just sit down and discuss what you're doing. Like,
you don't have to have all the details. You're just like, this is the finish line.
Exactly. As long as you know where you're going, like it makes it a lot easier to get there. Because then, like, yeah, like there's so many things. The reason why I have Force Awakens usually lower on my list when we do rankings is because like I said, it's probably the best of the sequels in terms of Star Wars fun. But it just raises questions for no friggin' reason.
Yeah.
It's like all these things pop up. You're like, all right. And then Ryan Johnson took it and goes, well, you know what's interesting? I said this on the live stream and I think people hate me for it, but I was thinking about it based on like the George Lucas thing that we did and talking about it. But I'm like, I feel like Ryan, like, because I always say that the like Luke Skywalker was overvalued in the sequels by the characters in the movie itself. Mm-hmm. And I think Ryan Johnson kind of like, that was where he was too. He's like, all these people are idolizing Luke, but that's not who Luke was. That's not what he wanted. I think he was trying to strip him down from there. He might have gone too far, I guess. But yeah, like, I just think something was lost. And now I need to know why Kenobi was talking to Rey about next steps. Cause I just like, that is the one answer that needs to be spoken out loud by somebody. Cause like, it makes sense if she was a Kenobi, like I think was probably the original plan. The thing, Brock, is even in The Rise of Skywalker, she still could have been a damn Kenobi. They could have been like, guess what? Yeah. Kenobi, right? And like Kenobi, and then you can use like the Kenobi blood and the Skywalker blood always have some kind of whatever. Who cares? It's a dyad. You can do something less lame because it's those two and their fates are intertwined forever in existence or whatever. And then Palpatine's always the one in the middle. Who the hell knows? But it's just like, why the hell does he talk in that movie?
I don't know. It's because it's like, it would be cool. You know, I think it's like, if anything has anything to be mad about when it comes to Luke in the sequels, it's just like, you're just mad because you wanted more and you weren't going to get any more because they're like, well, you're dead now. It's like, no, I think that was pretty good. I think they should have capitalized off the Last Jedi story and been like, okay, so here's what Luke went through from Return of the Jedi to Last Jedi. It's just like, here's a cinematic cartoon. It's like, oh, wow. And,
I think we needed more explanation on why Luke was the way he was. I don't think that landed for people. And I still don't think that his quote unquote redemption at the end resonated with fans. I think the way they thought it would. Like they're like, he's gonna have this big heroic moment, and I just don't think, like, it looks beautiful, it's shot beautiful, but I don't think it plays the way they thought it would. Yeah. Because if you had that character the whole movie, and then at the end he swoops in and he saves the day and then dies, people would be like, that's Luke. But I don't think they had that feeling. But I think also a lot of that comes from his first few scenes where he tosses the lightsaber in that weird moment. And it's weird. I say it's weird just because the music swells up and then like cuts and then he chucks it, like I always say, like Looney Tunes, like it's like weird. And then like he catches the big fish. But then the milk and the cow, I think I said this 6 years ago when that movie came out. That's the part that somebody probably should have been like, you know what might be going too far? Milking a cow and then giving a smug grimace at the end. Like
they're like, get it? He's Yoda. He's Yoda in this episode. In this part, you're like, and I always Yoda was crazy.
And that's what I always say. I'm like, to me, miserable Luke is just lazy because you predicted that a year before the movie came out. You're like, imagine if Luke. I'm gonna find this podcast and play it because you say, imagine if Luke is crazy like Yoda, and I think we go on a little tangent there where we're like, that would be hilarious. Da, da, da. I just think the milking the cow was too far, and then I think at the end, the moment's great, but I don't think it resonated with people the way they like Disney Lucasfilm thought it would.
I don't know. I think it's just like it's too late. It's really too late to be critical about Last Jedi. It's just like it is what it is. So I don't know. Like
If you
let's move on.
If you see my screen goes because my wife is taking pictures of the auroras borealis, and I didn't know, so I just wanted to see what I'm like. Oh, what is that? But anyway, sorry. Show must go on. Last Jedi ruined Star Wars and my childhood and my dessert. It ruined my dessert.
That was a whole lot of words mashed into one sentence. Was there even a period in there?
No.
Anyways, I don't know. It's just like let's move on from like okay, the sequels aren't great. Let's just move on. Like make more stuff. Star Wars makes more stuff. Like what's going on?
Yeah, but for some reason we mentioned Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that ruined everything.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
they have milked the time between episode 3 and 4 way too much.
Yeah, fair.
I can't. I'm trying to bring it in. There we go. Yes, there we go.
Is it blue milk?
It's green milk. They have. I mean, look. I think they're gonna. I think we said this before, but I think they're afraid to move time periods now, and I think that's unfortunate. But we're in this one, and we're in this time period until this time period gets out of this time period. Like that's it. We're in this for a while, which I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing. As long as they tell good stories, doesn't matter what time period we're in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I think as long as it's tripping me up because I'm looking at you on my computer screen and you're frozen, but you're talking and moving here. I think as long as they're telling good stories, I don't think it matters.
Anyways, do you got blind ranking or do we want to go to?
Wait, yes, I have blind rankings.
All right, let's do it.
I can't get my
graphics. That's fine.
No, I can get the graphics. I don't have my rundown. I have to open it up. Blind rankings. This is the part of the show where I give Brock 5 options. He ranks them blindly. You guys should play along in the chat. When I say it, you got to write it, though. You can't cheat. No cheating. Because cheaters never prosper. Okay, here we go. Blind ranking. Oh, come on. It's frozen. Blind rankings. Might not have blind rankings. This is brutal.
It's Mando side characters.
No, that's last week's.
Yeah.
That's last week's. Okay, you're not going to see my face, so goodbye. Oh, this is actually an improvement, said everybody watching.
It pulsates when you talk. Hello, Michael.
We're going to blank droids. Blind ranking of droids. Oh my gosh, my computer screen went nuts. All right, blind ranking droids. Like once again, guys, in the chat, write your droids. When I say them, you write them. Here we go. K2SO. K2SO. Ooh, starting off with a biggie.
I'm going to put him in number 3.
Ooh, I think I know where you're going with this. Okay, hold on. Oh, my computer froze again. And you had Captain Bombardier at number 2 last week. Okay. The next one we have Chopper.
I knew it. Number 1.
Next we have from Solo L337. I know where you want to just
go number 5. I'm just gonna gamble.
What's the gamble?
I don't know. I do like the idea of L3.
BB-8.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go number 2. I really hope I don't regret my number 4.
Oh man, I really want to make you regret it, but I'm gonna go IG-11.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna
Perfect.
be R2, and then I was like, I
Oh, I
can't
knew.
I couldn't disrespect R2 like that. So there we go. So your blind rankings are Chopper, BB-8, K2SO, IG-11. There's just a lot of numbers here. L337. In the chat, we got Skywalker went 2, record 3, 3, 5, 5, 4. This would be a lot better if I could have gone back and forth. 1, 1, 2 on the chat. So yeah, look at that. Not bad, everybody. Everybody's doing well here. Those are Brock's blind rankings, brought to you in part by me. And I'm back. Oh, jeez.
Fun fact: like, even if I had choices and R2 was on this, he'd still be number 2. I think I'm a Chopper boy now. I just honestly,
Finally.
I'm like, Chopper is awesome.
I like Chopper. I think for me, it would be R2, 3PO. R2, 3PO. Yeah, probably Chopper. I was gonna say B2 emo, but yeah.
It's funny.
Never.
It's kind of funny. Like, when I think droids, I go to astromech droids like immediately. I was like, Chopper, R2, BB-8.
We
Anyways.
got Goof R935. Never understood BB-8. He's such a useless droid. And
Orange and yellow astromech droid, one of a kind.
Soccer ball. He stopped all those shorts and posed X-wing. Chopper is a war criminal. Plus, he had the map. R5 was awesome in Mando. Yeah, I almost put R5 on the list, but I decided not to.
R5.
Yeah, R5. I love that they grabbed R5. Like, you know what we need? R5. R5 needs to come on this show. People are demanding R5. All right, you want to go to the odds?
Let's do it. Do you actually have the video? Oh my god.
I don't know if it'll work. It's a still.
Never tell me the odds.
All right, do it. Brought to us by Patreon.
Patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. If you like what we do and you want to support us so that we get our computers working, go on down to Rebel Scum Podcast /Patreon, Patreon/Rebel Scum Podcast, and support us in any way you can. So you can be one of the wonderful people that we shout out every episode, like Heidi Feder, executive producer, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Dale Erdman, Phil Stanford, Rez, Scott D, Josh Price,
Matt W, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play 1, Denon, there's Disney, Desi, Charlotte, Ron Prasek, and Jeff Wilson. Yep, Thank you for all of your support. Brock, you're not going to see my face for this. I suppose I could do this. Oh, look at that. There's no delay. All right, here we go. Never tell me the odds. Chat, I want to hear what your odds are also on this one. Skywalker Academy is double dipping. He is a channel member and a Patreon member.
Wow.
Channel member exclusives are coming up, I promise. Never tell me the odd. The first odd, Cody will return. Cody will return.
I'm gonna go 40%.
Ooh.
Because isn't there, like, you see clones at one point in Obi-Wan, but like never exactly confirmed who they are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go full Brock.
Oh yeah.
If we get a season 2, I think they bring Cody in. Missed opportunities. Full Brock.
Nice.
Never tell me the odds. Skeleton Crew will tease Sheevy P's return. Sheevy P's return.
When is this supposed to take place? Before
Mandoverse.
The sequels, right?
It's the Mandoverse.
So right. Sure. 75%.
Oh, the reason why I wrote that was just thinking about Mandalorian season 2. I think when we got a lot of like the Snoke stuff, and we're like, are they teasing Snoke? And I'm still not sure if they were or not. But I think we saw Snoke in the test tube or something.
Yeah.
Well, that was a thing. But anyway, never tell me the odds. We will get an Anakin and Obi-Wan animated series, a younger version of these two. Remember that comic? I bought that comic right away. I was so excited for it. We're going to get a series, an animated series about these two.
Yeah, I could see it because then they're like, well, I'm pretty sure we can get Hayden and Ewan McGregor to do the voices. I don't hate it, but it's like I feel like they've kind of done that in like the Tartakovsky Clone Wars, and then the Lucasfilm
Doesn't have to be Clone
Wars.
Wars era though. It could be
No,
before
it
Clone Wars.
doesn't. But wow, yeah, prequel era. Like,
if you remember in Attack of the Clones, when they're in that elevator going up and down at the very beginning, they're talking about like a mission they were on. It could be before like the Attack of the Clones. It could be like when Anakin's just like turning 20-ish or whatever, and like have a moment there.
Yeah. No, I'm all. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. And animated does make sense. So, what did I say? I'm gonna go 70%.
Ooh, wow! You went from like on the fence to it was releasing this Christmas. I don't know why they haven't done this. Like, it feels like a no-brainer. Doesn't it? Like, it feels like these type of like they could just be like one-offs, like one season, one-off. Like, here's a fun adventure with Anakin and Obi-Wan. We're not going to recast them. We'll get them to come and voice them, and they'll be younger. So I'm going to go 67%.
Yeah.
I should be. I just don't know why they have. There's some things that I just don't understand why they haven't done yet.
Yeah, just do Tales of the Jedi season 2. It's like,
yeah, I mean that would even work. And now we got our top 5. Everybody, top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments.
Beauty.
Top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments. I'm going to go number 5. His confrontation with Darth Vader in A New Hope.
The worst lightsaber battle in the history of Star Wars.
But only because technology and stunts and budget got
they're like, what is this?
We have a new member in the chat, SMK. They should show Kenobi protecting Luke and the Lars family from the Tusken Raiders. Also, they should show flashbacks of Clone Wars. So we have live action Clone Wars. Clone Wars, I can't read. Live action scenes in the show. Completely agree.
Yeah. That goes with my number 5, which my mention is the Obi-Wan journals that they were doing in the Marvel Star Wars. It was like they were like doing like they would do the major storyline, and then it would be like Luke found Obi-Wan's journals and now he's reading them. So like that definitely relates to what SMK is saying. It's just sort of like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like, I think the season 1 should have been more about that, but yeah. And the beauty is like he never interacts really with Luke in the journals, but it works. So
yeah, absolutely. My next one is when he kills Maul in Rebels. Taking him out.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna do my number 4 is the probably biggest meme that includes Obi-Wan, and it's like, hello there, General Kenobi. That specifically, I know he says hello there a few times. But.
Hello there. My number 3 is when he faces off against Jango Fett on Camino. Gotta love the Camino action. That's where I'm going.
My number 3 is going to be another meme. It's like, I have the high ground. Or no. We were brothers.
I'm not gonna put Mustafar on mine because I'm gonna go number 2 is gonna be Mustafar, but I'm changing it to another happy landing when they crash the ship with CVP. It's humor, and I'm going with that with number 2.
My number 2 is going to be the explanation of the Clone Wars. in A New Hope.
Yeah, that's a good one. My number one is going to be hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. All the hello there's.
My number one is when now I'm like freezing up on it because I'm like, oh, what's the exact quote? It's like, but just Luke doing the trench run, and you just hear Alec Guinness' voice like, Luke, use the Force.
Oh, that was close. I almost had that one on my list because that's a great moment.
Yeah. So it's just I mean, you gotta.
It's a great moment.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. I'm on the podcast twice.
So your computer started working? Is that what happened?
I have no idea, but it didn't freeze the entire time on this thing. I don't know.
Now it's freezing.
But is it?
Well, it's not freezing. It's just all you're buffering. It started like.
I took that one off. But yeah, the video didn't play. I don't know if the end video is going to play or not. I don't know what's going on. My computer is on its deathbed. I did a video yesterday, and it took 2 hours for me to get it off of Adobe Premiere. And I did another one, and it took 45 minutes to get off, and it was a 5-minute video. 5 minutes to export, and it took 45 minutes. So
noise.
I almost just hit X. The Vader Obi-Wan fight of the end of Kenobi was great. Yes, it was. Yes, it was great. Kenobi had some great moments with Anakin and Kenobi had some great moments with Kenobi, but they didn't make my list because he's been in, like Brock said, he's been in it since the beginning of Star Wars time. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. All right, this is episode 339 of the Rebel Scum podcast. Anything else you want to say, Brock?
Thoughts and prayers go out to all the people in Florida that are a little soaky right now. Hope everything's okay out there because those hurricanes, getting hit by 2 hurricanes sucks. But yeah, especially to our friend Disney Desi. I think she's okay, but like she's living through it. So I'm like, yikes. So thoughts to the state of Florida.
Yeah, absolute thoughts, prayers for all of you out there. We're thinking of you. Aaron is, oh my God, she was like brought to tears by the devastation going on over there. So it's heartbreaking. Hopefully everybody is good. And thank you guys in the chat for joining us today. Brock, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
Next week, we're going to have some hard-hitting Star Wars news on the table. They're going to announce something between now and then. Everyone, thank you so much. Hope who didn't? Let's see how the poll is going in the chat. This is why it died, by the way. 100% gave us a like, but I'm only seeing 3 likes, and it says 8 people liked it. Who's lying? I'm ending that poll right now. Kathy. Oh yeah, we got Dale coming in here. And is this it? Here we go, Brock. Here we go. Check the board.
Fired.
Fired. Kathleen Kennedy out the door. That's going to put us in the YouTube algorithm. DEI is also going to help us out. What are other? Woke. Just say woke 5 times.
Woke.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast. And Brock, you were always scum.
Rebel scum.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hi, guys. Make sure to subscribe at the Rebel Scum podcast.
It just doesn't even make sense at this point. I want to just leave it up for a while. Hold on. Here we go. No, it's playing. It must have imported wrong.
Hey, scumbags.
The chat's
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Episode 339. We will get there one day. I promise. We will figure this out. Brock, you are still scum.
Rebel scum.